let me know if you can actually see me in the chat. I am running things by myself again this week, so, you know, always got to make sure that I actually have this all worked out and that I am properly doing this. So, welcome to what will hopefully be an extremely chill live stream. Like, put an F in the chat if you happen to be alive and that I actually made this work. That's always important. And that the mic is on and everything. I guess all of this is very important. Yeah, let me know. If everything is working. Oh, I see camera mic. Well, we'll see. We'll find out. Turning off iPad audio. I'm just hitting buttons, probably breaking things. So we'll find out if it's actually all working. Oh, good. Okay. Well, the great news was that I didn't think anybody was here, but it was because the chat wasn't showing for me. So now that I've gotten that worked out, Fuzzbubble says, super here for the chills. I went to brunch earlier and my wallet was stolen. Oh no, that's terrible. I'm so sorry about that. That's just such a bummer. I got my like ID and credit card and one of my keys, my key for my apartment stolen out of my jacket where they like left my jacket in the mall when I was skating right before the pandemic. And it is annoying how just stealing 2 things from you can like deeply inconvenience you. So a whole wallet is so much more stressful. Part of the reason I don't carry around the wallet is because I didn't want to lose all of that stuff, but even just losing my license was just a pain in the butt. I don't even drive. Craig says, hi, thank you for the SMS notification. Seems more reliable than YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is really just, it kind of decides if it's gonna let you know or not based on anything you asked for. So that's really great. Fuzzbubble says, yeah, at least I was able to just order a new license online. Yeah, my problem was that I was able to order a new license online, which I waited like, I don't know, almost a year to do because I don't drive, so it wasn't really important. But I lost it, and then you had to go in person to get a real ID because my state still doesn't have real IDs, despite like 15 years of warning or whatever. So I had to pay for a new license, and then I'm gonna have to pay again to get a real ID because you weren't able to like make an appointment to go in during the time when I need to get it replaced during the pandemic, and you have to go physically in to get a real ID replacement. So, it is 67 Fahrenheit in Portland today. It's like sunny. I genuinely should have worn more sunscreen when I went outside. It's only like for this weekend, and then it's going to be raining all week, which is, I guess, good because I am 11 days out from taking this licensing exam, which is why we're doing a study with me because or a plan with me because I just like don't have capacity to do much more than that, and I have planning to do. So we're just gonna have like a chill plan with me. I've been stressed. I'm going through like series of feelings like every day of like I start the day being like, yeah, I've got this. I'm going to be able to like pass this exam, no problem. And then like at some point in the day, I completely fall apart and decide I can't. So I don't know, just very stressful. Yeah, if you want to be like Craig and get the SMS notifications about these, we have a, nope, I'm just pressing buttons. This is fun. It's fun for everyone. Study, show. Nope, I was going to put on the screen the text crew, but I lost it. It's somewhere deep in my settings for running the live stream. I'm a professional right here, y'all. Okay, it's gone. Things moved on this. Aaron tried to make things easier for me, and he moved things around, and now I can't find anything. So anyway, if you want to be part of the text crew, you can just go to textcrew.ohmydollar.com, and that will like sign you up for the SMS notifications. My goal is not to like be annoying and bug you. My goal is to just make it easier to let people know because I know a lot of people don't want to like follow on Twitter or whatever when things are going live. And then people are like, oh, I didn't know that it was happening. And it's like, well, that's because Patreon wasn't sending you an email, and like you didn't see ads on the forums because you have an ad blocker, and YouTube won't notify you. So anyway, this is just a way to be let known when we go live. But we are going to be doing this plan with me today in my Hobonichi for this upcoming week, which is going to include a lot of kind of study planning with me, because I am deep in study land. I have 10 days till I take this exam. So as you can see, pretty much everything in my planner right now is just notes. Some of the stuff that I've kind of deleted, but it's just like me trying to do calculations on the test. When I actually take the test, they're going to give me a whiteboard to do the calculations when I need to like write things down. So that's sort of my plan. But I need to like figure out what I need to focus on and track some stuff in my planner. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We also have a donut, and this is the donut cam. Here, let me just open up a random page and put it on there. Look at this donut. It is extra AF. It is like, it's called Banana Split, and it has like a chocolate cake kind of style underneath, a banana coating, and then like sprinkles, mini chocolate chips, and cones on it. I mean, it's really got a lot going on. It is fantastic looking. So even though I don't like chocolate very much, I feel like it was worth having. So that will be our donut that we're going to have. But otherwise, it's just going to be a chill plan with me. I think we might get started. So Craig asked, if I have a testing center for my exam, or if it's remotely administered. So actually I decided initially I was going to do it remotely proctored because that is an option. However, you might not realize how much stuff is off camera, but like you can see how much stuff is just behind me. Like I keep this clean, but it's still like there is tons of video equipment and everything in this room. And with the remotely proctored exams, they like make you show everything, and you like can't have anything else in the room. And I just realized I don't think that I can actually like clean enough stuff out, because they're not gonna like let me have all these equipment and all these screens and everything around me, because then I could be cheating. So I was like, I don't actually think I could clean things up enough to do the remotely proctored exam. So I decided to bike out. The thing I'm not stoked about is that, one, like I have some hand issues, and I know that my keyboard works well for me. Also, it's a Mac. I'm used to the shortcuts on the Mac. But the biggest thing for me is that I am very short, and I use my chair for my desk is a 1930s dining chair, because it's short enough where I can actually touch the ground, because in a normal sized chair, I usually can't touch the ground and also touch the back of the chair because I'm so short, like in normal people office chairs. So I'm just like not stoked about sitting in the exam center for 3 hours on a computer, because it's a computer-based like exam in a chair that will most likely cut off circulation. But I just felt like there was probably no way I could do it. And I was thinking like I could go somewhere else, but then at that point, why not just go to the remote proctored center? The only thing I'm a little like bummed about is that I drink a lot of water, and I'm because we're going to have a mask, I'm not going to be allowed to have like the mask. I'm not going to be able to like drink water continuously while I'm doing that. Mimi says, wow, that is an impressive donut. I'm grateful I found a vegan donut place in Buffalo, but they are not that fancy. I mean, very few donut places, vegan or not, are as fancy as the place that I get most of my donuts from. But how did it work out? I'm glad you were able to find it. It sounds like you found it on Happy Cow. You said that during one of the study streams. Fuzzbubble says, do you make digital flashcards at all? Have a site app to recommend? Yes, I use Remnote, which is Similar to Anki, if you know Anki, it's kind of like the gold standard of spaced repetition flashcard apps. It's like what a lot of medical students use. What's cool is it's got the spaced repetition built in. So based on how well you recalled a card, it will show it to you like right before you might be about to forget it again. The the downside of Anki is that Anki, while it's free and it's very powerful, it's also very complicated and it can be kind of challenging to set up. And I didn't really want to spend a ton of time worrying about setting up my cards and my preferences. And Remnote is kind of in between. What's also cool about it is it's about Remnote is you can kind of take notes in there, but then just automatically as you're taking notes, turn them into flashcards. So that is what I've been using. I think I've created like 2,500 flashcards total for this exam because this is my book. This is the book I'm being examined on. It is it's the test prep version of the book, but there's just so much stuff in this exam. And this book is over 600 pages. So I have like 2,500 flashcards. It's still not all the flashcards I need. And every day I do all of the flashcards that are due that day. And then usually I end up making new ones or like reviewing ones in areas that I felt weak on the practice exams. And on average, I've had like 180 flashcards per day due. So yeah, anyway, I like Remnote. I totally recommend it. Let me actually drop my my referral code in it in there because I think it gets you Remnote Premium. It's a relatively new app, so it's pretty full featured without paying for the premium. But I did premium because I was going on that trip and I wanted to have offline access, and you needed that for the premium, I believe. So account. Here we go. Here's my invite link. So this is Remnote. This is what I use. I really like it. I find it a lot easier to deal with than Anki, and it works a lot better for me. All right. Fuzzbubble says, I use the legs wheels of my desk chair at work as a footrest. Yeah, it's just like frustrating to me though. That's just I'll be fine. Mimi says, hooray, Hobonichi. I use my cousin Avec for habit tracking and journaling. Use a different system for planners. Yeah, my cousin Avec is like mainly the weekly page is my planner page, but then and the weekly and the monthly, and then the notes pages are just whatever I want to do. Like, that's what they're for. They're just for absolutely whatever I want to put on the daily pages. It's quite often lists, like this was planning our kitchen. I mean, I am trying not to be precious about these, but right now it is almost entirely notes. I learned I don't know how to draw a bear. It's supposed to be bearish and bullish here, but yeah, didn't work very well. Mimi says, I love my vegan donut place, Fry Baby Donuts. They only open Thursday through Saturday, and it's a special drive to get there. So just say I ate a lot of donuts the past 3 days. Well, now you can start your own donut review. Okay, y'all. Let's dive in with the plan with me. I'm gonna probably keep it pretty chill. I don't have a lot of like actually scheduled things because I have one thing to focus on, which is this darn exam. But I still, I still got stuff to track. So I think I'm gonna put a washi tape at the bottom of the page. I really like these cute, even though they're not very seasonal. How about we do all these little tea ones? Let's some washi tape there. Decorate the bottom. Oh, there we go. My washi sample is done. And I think I'm going to redo that graph that I started doing and then kind of decided I didn't do it right. So go. We're just gonna combine all of the things. The coffee goes into the tea. I'm keeping this study themed if you can't tell. Followed by... the donut doesn't really match, does it? Nope, that does not work. I have this, like, tea one, but that also doesn't work. Okay. What are we going to put there? Because I'm out. I guess we'll just do this one because it matches. It's, like, from the same person. So we'll have the tiny characters at the end. So yeah, get your stuff out and plan at the same time as me, y'all. Or, you know, whatever else you do during these live streams. Clean your toilet. Okay, so I think the way that I'm going to structure this is I'm going to make a series of little charts for tracking my studying as I have been, but then I'm also going to track how many questions I've done in the practice, like how many practice questions I've done. I'm literally just kind of noping out on the rest of my life until I pass this exam. So I really don't want to have to retake this exam. You have to wait 30 days if you fail, which is below 71%. So I just absolutely do not want to have to wait to take it 30 days. I want to be done with it it's next Friday. So I like all I need to do is focus my energy on this dumb thing. Okay. 2, 4, 6. I probably won't go much over 8 hours in a day. I have to do 5 hours in a day because of Beeminder. So I get charged money if I don't do 5 hours of studying per day. But I'll probably be ramping that up really soon. Okay. Then Q-Bank is the name of where my practice questions are. And I'm going to put the same thing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I think the minimum Q-Bank is going to be like 50. What's the max I can reasonably do in a day? The max I could do in a day is probably 400 new ones. So there we go. That seems like that's like Q-Bank questions. Then we'll kind of, I think we'll break this down into like the categories of things that I need to do for studying. Question is, do I break it down by the type of thing or not? Fuzzbubbles asks if there's a penalty if I have to take it a second time. Well, the penalty is I have to wait 30 days. I believe I have to pay to take the exam again. So, yeah, $170. I mean, I didn't have to pay for the exam because it's a work exam. So my future employer. But the other thing too is that I have to, I can't do paid work for my employer until after this exam is done for my new employer. So I just gotta get this done. It's that simple. Right? I'm flipping through some of my stickers because I have like little to-do list stickers that I think would be the right stickers. I'm trying to figure out if I should separate by, oh, it's Breakfast on the Bridges this week, so time to put a cat bicycling. There we go. Important content there. Okay. I thought I had little to-do list ones. I didn't necessarily do the best job of looking through this pile. I really thought it was in this pile. Wow, I own way too many stickers. Oh, it was right behind me. Okay, so I have these for to-dos. And I think that's what I'm gonna do as like my headers. I have these cute little study cat stickers, so I think we're going to put some study cats on the page. I have a live stream, a study with me live stream scheduled on Tuesday. And then I have skating class. I need to essentially block this time out. So skating starts then. I will need to leave the house by like 12:30. So I want to get most of my studying for the day done by like then. Okay, budget book club, skate class. So probably do another study live stream there, and then I'll do one on the afternoon on Friday, I think. But I'm supposed to have a meeting sometime on Thursday morning. We'll have to find out what that is. Now the question is, where do I put the study cats? I might be awake at that hour. You know what? Block the weird numbers I did down there. And am I great at decorating my planner? Not really, but I have some cute stickers. It's like the little study with me live stream. Okay, I'm gonna take this one off. Well, I'll use that somewhere else. Good thing this is pretty removable stickers. We can up this a little bit so you can see a little bit more there. It does mean that it's kind of in front of my face, but we'll all have to do that. Fuzzbubble says, yeah, having to wait 30 more days is incentive. Yeah, if you fail it twice, you have to do 30 days between your first one and your second one and your second one and your third one. And then you have to wait 6 months if you fail it a third time. I'm not currently at risk, but I haven't done a standardized exam in so long. Christopher Lay says, I love watching an artist at work. I can't do this with a graphic program, but I can do this with a graphic program, but I can't do it in physical form. Never look right. I would not describe me as an artist. I would describe me as someone who is putting stickers on a page. But I do love watching real artists at work. Okay. You know what? I don't think I want to use these like checkboxes. We're just gonna make checkboxes. We're going for it. Okay. So the categories of things that I actually need to study, I should do after 10 p.m. because that's when I usually go to bed. We need, first up is test practice. Okay, so I need to do midterm, full exam test, suitability, which is suitability of securities, test, mastery exam. Okay, so essentially I'm going to be doing an exam almost every other day. And then what do I need to do here? I need to do flashcards, and that means I need to make more flashcards for covered options, uniform minors gift trust, okay, and analytics on portfolios, and probably tax calcs. This isn't a tax exam, and I actually have taken tax things before, so Ablejack says, I love those micro pens. What I don't like about them is they die. I really liked the two that I had going, but both of them are now like toast. I had this really good like energy Clean energy gel pen, and then this one, which I really liked. It worked super well in this. It's the Unipin waterproof and fade proof. I don't think you're going to be able to like see that at all. Maybe there we go. I really liked this pen on here, but I've completely worn down the tip, so it just doesn't work. This is my fountain pen, which is what I actually use generally, except on the week, which I love this fountain pen, like, desperately. And it's made in Germany, so I ended up getting a bunch of more nibs while I was in Austria because they were way cheaper. So I got a bunch of colors. I have green in it right now. Which I like dark green. The only downside is that if I want to like sign things in it, it's not really signable. But the green is like, I feel like a decently dignified dark green. I had the gray in it before, which worked decently. I'm trying to find if I can find the gray. Guess I've done a lot of writing in the green. Well, we'll see. Okay, tax calcs, and then I think I need more bonds for, or more flashcards for, let me look at the test specs. So these are the test specs, which I've been kind of working off of. Oh yeah, I need Ariza ones. That is actually relevant to what I'm doing. And videos. This would be to watch calls. Suitability. Arissa. All right, I think I have everything that's like actually on my calendar. Like I said, I really have very few things on my calendar this week, so I can like mostly just focus on this, which is quite a nice thing. You know, people that work for really big banks that have to take this exam, some people get like 4 months paid off to study for this exam. So yeah. But then quite a few other people, you know, have a full book of business and are taking this exam and like, you know, managing a household and everything. So I'm kind of like in between. Like I have the ability to just kind of let my life kind of be on hold a little bit this week and next week, so that I can just, oh my god, I really don't want to fail this, y'all, I really don't want to fail this. I am scoring, you have to pass a 71, between a 71 and a 70, or a 72 and above percent, and I'm scoring in the like low to high 80s on my practice exams right now. which is pretty good, but I'm kind of consistently having problems with the same kind of questions. So I just really need to focus my energy on those kind of questions. And then the other thing is that I'm not amazing at like test strategy because I just didn't have to take like multiple choice exams in school. So that kind of stuff of like eliminating things, I'm spending more time thinking about that. I have like a study buddy that I've been doing 6 a.m. sessions with who's also taking this exam. So I'm hoping that that works. And then, okay, estate trusts. Oh, okay, and then I'll do the other stuff. That's just where I'm going to put everything else in my life this week. So, B on B promote. Live stream promote. I do need to do my German class homework at some point. I am cat sitting. And then I have a meeting with Dan. Okay. What am I missing, y'all? Should I also have a little graph to track my scores for the practice exams? I almost feel like I should. Fuzzbubble says, that's great. You've already figured out your topics to focus on. Yeah. I mean, the thing that's frustrating to me is that I feel like there's some topics that I do know, I understand them, but then when it comes to the way that because the questions, this is like a legal test where it's like, you know, it'll be like, in this case, when you have a federally covered advisor that's meeting with a client in a state where they don't have a place of business, but they're meeting at a country club, and it was advertised in the country club circular that they're meeting, and they have more than 150 million assets under management, and they have an unsolicited transaction from this client. Do they need to register and pay a state notice filing fee with the state administrator of that state? I mean, it's just like the level of like technical stuff. So anyway, the things I'm worried about are tripping up. I don't want to lose any points on the questions that I should 100% get, where I understand the concept of it, because there's some of these questions, like, for example, like there's like 6 questions on economics. If I don't pick up the points from those 6 questions in economics, I will bring shame to my degree because it's very surface level macroeconomics. It's like, what is a trade deficit? What happens when GDP goes up? What is the business cycle? Like, it's a very, very basic econ stuff. And I like read the chapter in my prep book, and then I just normally I would like do a bunch of practice tests before I take like the kind of checkpoint exam on it. And I just took the checkpoint exam and immediately scored 100% for the econ stuff. But that also means that I haven't been kind of studying the way that they're going to phrase it. And because of that, I do think that I need to like review it. And the tax stuff is also like very basic, because part of it is that like you should not be giving tax advice if you are not a tax professional. And that's part of the thing that's tested. That's like an unethical practice. But you should also be at least somewhat aware of the tax implications of some security things. And because of that, it's like, yeah, because of that, there's this like problem of I'm worried I'm going to overthink some answers. So yeah. Kenna says, I'm rooting for you. Thanks. Well, hopefully I've studied enough. I think total, I have the report. So let's see. How much have I studied total for this exam? I read something when I first was signed up for this. I read something online that was like, how long do you need to study for this? And it was like 2 weeks, and said like, like between 40 and 60 hours. That is not seemed, I think that was just like kind of the first thing that popped up on Google when I first looked at this. That does not appear to be a realistic view of how long most people study for this exam. It seems like most people study actually quite a bit longer than that. There's also like a lot of people on the subreddit who have had to take this exam like 2 or 3 times. So I just really don't want to be in that camp because I don't earn money from my new job until I pass this exam. And then I have to wait for the 30th day to register before I can actually even do any like work for my new job. So, yeah. All right. Should I put any study things down or should I fill those in? I kind of filled them in as based on how I felt. So I think I might do that again. Here we go. It's pretty chill. I got hours study. I do want to track my... I'm trying to figure out a way to track it that isn't one of those, but maybe it's fine to just do another one of these. Okay, so I'm going to assume I'm going to get a 50 at the minimum. And I will just do these for practice exams. Okay, so is this beautiful planning? Absolutely not. It is fine planning, though. Okay, test practices, flashcards, videos, other stuff. I'm definitely forgetting other stuff in my life. I'm just going to hope that everyone bears with me this week and next week, and we all will just live. I also really, I'm taking this on like a Friday afternoon, or Friday late morning, early afternoon, and so I'm going to be done on a Friday afternoon, and I'll know immediately if I've passed or not, and I kind of want to like invite friends out to like, hey, let's like meet up or whatever. But by the same token, if I fail, I don't know if I want to like pre-book a celebratory thing. So we'll have to figure that out. But y'all, I hope I pass this. Okay. I think that's it for the study. The plan with me. Let me look at the monthly. Oh, we should draw this donut into the monthly though, because this was quite the donut. Let's attempt to draw this donut in. It's the 24th today, right? Okay, so here's the outer side of the donut. And there's like kind of a little bit in there. Now, drawing a bunch of tiny chocolate chips. I'm not very good at this. I did not leave enough room for these cone pieces. This is a challenging donut to draw, especially drawing it very tiny because it's got so many things going on. It's not even a very big donut. It's much smaller than some of the normal ones. Another star. Okay, yellow. Gonna get yellow and a brown for the chocolate chips and like pink. Like another brown and another yellow. All right, let's see what we can do here. It's fun to make it bright yellow. Mimi says, what's your new job? So I am going to be going and working for a super small investment advisory firm, fee-only fiduciary. There is just the owner and then one other person, and then there'll be me, and they focus on mostly on the investment side, and then I will be focused on employee retirement plans. So mostly working with like small businesses that want assistance like small business owners that want assistance with setting up qualified retirement plans for their employees. So it's going to be kind of slow in the beginning. Like it's going to take a while. We're going to have to build up like a book of business. But the thing that I'm excited about in it, I'm going to find some blue for some of those stars. The thing that I'm excited about is that it'll be a lot of teaching, which is the stuff that I like. Like I'm not super into the technical side of investing. It's not like I'm pretty into efficient market theory and the idea of, you know, strong, semi-strong markets, meaning index funds all the way. You know, I'm not super into the nerdy investment side. I mean, I think I'm nerdier than the average the average person is about it. But the stuff that I really like to do is teaching about finance. And so I'm going to be working for this investment advisor, essentially kind of being the retirement person, just because with only 2 people, they get way more requests for setting up retirement plans and administration and fiduciary trainings for investment committees at their small businesses than they can handle. I hope it's good. I mean, it's all the stuff that I like to do. So we just have to hope that it works out. The donut looks diseased, that particular shade of green. It's more yellow than green, actually. I think the camera just doesn't pick it up as well. All right, it is donut time. So I guess we'll have to do the donut. I don't actually know if the donut graphic... Did the donut graphic go, y'all? Did I just do it for a second time? All right. I don't know if the donut graphic went off or not, but there no graphic? Y'all, I want to play the little donut thing. Oh, that's just a cat graphic. I don't know where the donut thing went. Super source. Main. Nope. It's gone. It's gone forever. No idea where it went. Okay, well, that's fine. We can eat the donut without the donut graphic. A Yeti ate my sandwich says, I think the donut looks far more edible than last week. Yeah, I don't like chocolate though, so for me, I'm not sure. Wow. Okay, the good news is it's not crazy chocolatey because it's not like a chocolate frosting. And so it's just kind of like a low-key chocolate in the... because it's a cake donut. It's very tough. I haven't even gotten to the pieces that are like the cone pieces. It's really a lot. Is this thrilling content? It's very hard to eat. There's like a lot of chewing involved. Things are falling off of this because there's so much stuff on the top of it. I'm not really getting the banana flavor. A Yeti ate my sandwich, says, oh geez, are there cone pieces? I joined late and mistakenly thought it might be normal-ish. Yeah. There's full-on cones. There's star sparkles. There's a lot going on. It is very crunchy. Is this an ASMR channel now? Oh. I just got a hit of the banana. 3 out of 5? Maybe 4 out of 5? 3.5. It's a 3.5 donut. That's the rating. I will finish it, but only because it's so small. But it is very crunchy. It's kind of like a muffin. It tastes like a banana nut muffin. Because the banana is really in there now. I'm going to leave a tiny piece because it's just... I'm sure my teeth are just like black with donut now. It's so hard to like get it out of my mouth. Oof. So much going on there. I keep re-looking at my planner because I just have this like sinking feeling that I've forgotten something this week and I'm trying to figure out what it is. But honestly, I think it's probably not anything that can't be ignored. If that makes sense. Oh. Gosh. I hope I can pull this off, y'all. Craig says, sounds like an interesting job. Credit to you for joining a firm that is fee-only fiduciary versus best interest. I mean, I wouldn't have had any other... That is one reason that I have not worked as a financial professional other than doing taxes, was because, quite simply, a lot of the places that will bring you on the finance side, because I like doing the planning stuff for people and I like working with people and I like financial stuff. But so many of the jobs were just like not with firms. I didn't like their practices. You know, like half of what they make you do is convince you to sell people reverse mortgages. I mean, there's just like a lot of incentives I don't really like. But the guy who owns this firm, you know, I wasn't actively looking for a job, but we have this group called Assets to the Resistance, Liabilities to the State that is full of finance people that are radical, essentially. So folks that are involved with doing financial work, a lot of us, you know, tax preparers, bookkeepers, investment advisors. But essentially we are like in between a networking group and like a service group. So we do workshops and we offer referrals to each other, but we're all folks that kind of identify with an anti-capitalist view while also working with money. And the group of people on the mailing list, I had kind of knew the person that runs the firm I'm joining a little bit like through that list, but then they posted that they were looking for someone and that they were not rushing. They were ready to just find the right person. And the way they talked about what they needed, it was like if you were going to describe me as far as like prioritizes teaching over everything else, can't be, you know, and can't be like focused on profit over everything. It just really excellently described both my background and my temperament. And so we had 2 meetings where we kind of met each other up and person and talked about like what they were looking for and what I was looking for, and ended up it was just too good of a match. And particularly the owner like grew up in a Marxist family and therefore is constantly like reconciling ethics around capitalism and finances, and just has very fascinating perspectives on money. And in my opinion is doing this the only way that is ethical. So, yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm also nervous because I'm going to have to build my own, book of business. Like I have referrals, but it's going to be like a slow build, which kind of makes me a little nervous. The like flip side of that is that one of the other things I was always very concerned about was having to shut down Oh My Dollar or stop doing the work that I do with Oh My Dollar because of conflict of interest is was very much a real concern with a lot of other jobs, not just in the financial sector. And that was part of the reason that my day job was in a completely unrelated field. It wasn't even in media because I was able to do the stuff I do with Oh My Dollar without having to worry about conflict of interest. But um I think there's like some real synergies with Oh My Dollar and with my hopefully new job if I pass this exam. And it's totally ethically okay to do it. I mean, I have to make appropriate disclosures and everything, but it seems to work well, and both of them are kind of jobs that can dial up and down based on what I need to do. So, I've been really struggling with what we're Oh My Dollar's been around for 5.5 years. It's not my full-time job anymore. It was my full-time job prior to my last day job. So in 2019, I was working full-time on Oh My Dollar. Now I guess kind of it's my full-time job in that I am mostly studying for this starting this new job, and then Oh My Dollar is my only form of income right now. Um but the thing that is I've been struggling with is not wanting to participate in certain parts of the influencer economy, the media economy, certain things that you have to do in the media world to make money, especially in the financial world, that don't bring me a ton of joy. And I really love teaching the workshops to youth. I like doing the stuff I essentially don't get paid for. And I'm able to do that because I've had other jobs and because of the support of the Personal Finance Society. And that's not like a lifetime sustainable model, right? Like I have to make choices about how I prioritize the the energy I'm putting into Oh My Dollar. And honestly, I was happiest with the work that I was doing in the community, the stuff that brings me the most joy when I didn't have to rely on Oh My Dollar for my primary source of income. And like it was bonus income. Um and I was able to just put any money that supporters have from the book and from Patreon and everything into making sure that I can meet the needs of community organizations I work with for financial trainings. So, yeah, anyway, I've just been on like a bit of an existential crisis about Oh My Dollar and like what, I don't want to spend all my time like making TikToks about what to do if you overdraw your checking account. Like, and I think there's value in that work, but it's not what I want to be doing right now. So I'm still struggling to figure that out. And kind of starting this job is going to help me figure that out. Well, it was a very long rant, but not rant, ramble. It was a very long ramble, but I hope it all works out. Fuzzbubble says, "We're all rooting for you. You got this. Thanks." Oh my God. I really hope I pass this exam. The flip side is that if I don't pass, I don't imagine I'll bomb. So if I don't pass, it will tell me what percentages I did on each of the like sections, and then I'll know what to study. And worst case scenario, it is a 30-day problem. Like I am in the position where not starting my day job for 30 more days is an inconvenient to me, but it's not going to be a financial worry for me. I'll be fine. And I will know what to study, and I will 100% pass it the second time if I don't. So Mimi says, I hope the new job works out, and I know you'll do your best to prepare for the exam. I mean, some days I feel that way, and then other days I'm like, like yesterday, I did a bunch of studying in the morning, and then my German class was canceled. And so I like mentally struggled with like, okay, I should just convert to studying for my exam, but I didn't immediately. And I decided to cook while watching the new Netflix Heartstopper queer like financial or queer like teen. It's called Heartstopper. It's very heartwarming. It's based on a graphic novel. It's like cute gay romance. And so I ended up watching that. It's while cooking, and I kept being like, you should stop doing this and study. So I don't know. It goes in and out, but overall I'm doing enough. Oh, Craig, thank you for the super sticker. Oh my god, that corgi is so cute. I hope that it went on the screen. No, it doesn't. It won't show on the screen. Thank you. Mimi says, our best is not the same every day, as per Don Miguel Ruiz of the Four Agreements. So give yourself enough grace and credit. Yeah, I mean, I was giving myself a lot of grace, but I'm giving myself less and less grace by the day until next Friday because I don't have time to screw around. The thing I need to work up to, like, over the next 10 days is that I've been doing the practice quizzes in, like, groups of, like, 20 to 40 questions, and the whole exam is 130 questions, and I need to, like, get better at making myself sit there and do 130 questions at once just to kind of help me get better at doing that. Hopefully it'll be fine. I've always been a good standardized test taker. The downside is I haven't done it in years, but I was great at it. Like I took the LSATs, so I got sponsored for the LSATs when I was in school because I worked at Career Services, so I like knew the things to apply for. And I took the LSATs knowing that I wasn't going to go to law school because I was not going to go into debt for law school. And I did spectacularly well on the LSATs. I got a really, really good score that has now since expired and I cannot use even if I did wanted to go to law school. But that was like the last standardized test I took other than like the tax preparer one. But the tax preparer one is open book. So, which almost everything in my school nothing was multiple choice and it was all unproctored and most of it was open book because it was like, if you don't know. Mimi says, before I found my teaching vocation, I went to law school and I took the New York bar 3 times before I passed. It took me just that long to get serious about preparing. Oof. I have a friend who didn't pass it in Oregon. He'd already passed the Ohio bar and the California bar. And the California bar is like notoriously one of the worst. And then he didn't pass the Oregon bar, and it was just like, it wasn't from a lack of preparing, it wasn't from like lack of knowledge about how to take the test. He just got an unlucky draw. Like that year they had like the lowest pass rate on the Oregon bar exam, and it just sucked. And he retook it and then got it. He doesn't actually even work as a lawyer anymore, but he was in the military, so he was able to get his law degree for free. So but yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking the bar again. It is the same exact thing though, right? You've got like these waiting periods and then you have this question of like, oh crap, now I have to put my life on hold even longer to like study for this. But I am serious about preparing, but what day to day, whether or not that is. But the good news is I have the Beeminder graph and it charges me money if I don't study 5 hours a day. The downside is like the quality of that studying is not necessarily built into it. All right, y'all. I think we're done with the live stream. I think we're wrapped up here. What are people looking forward to this week? What are they looking forward to doing this week? I am looking forward to Breakfast on the Bridges. I was out of town for last month's Breakfast on the Bridge. So I was actually on an airplane. So I am excited to do it and be in person again. And then I'm also just hopeful that this whole studying thing gets filled in and I knock all these off and I feel really confident by next week. Christopher Lay says, I took the GMAT, got good enough results to get in the program. Did you like the process of taking the GMAT? I've always been very curious. The GMAT is supposed to be relatively easy for economics majors just because it seems to have a lot of kind of economics-y things. But I also didn't do like management economics, so I don't know if it would be. But do you like, oh, Christopher says, oh Lord, it was stressful. It's a really expensive exam, right? Because it's for getting into an MBA program for most people, and that's just like, they expect you to spend all the money anyway, right? Did you decide to go to MBA program, or did you just take the GMAT and then say, screw it, I'm done, I'm over it? Fuzzbubble says, looking forward to reading a new book I got. Christopher Lay says, the clock was the enemy. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. But I will say that for this one, we get 3 hours to do the exam and there's 130 questions. So, like, theoretically, I'm doing okay on time. But the problem is that I haven't been practicing with long stretches. So, Mimi says, low-key week coming up, teaching last section of To Kill a Mockingbird to 10th graders. Oh, God. I mean, I feel like that's kind of an intense end of the book there. When you get to the, like, the reveal, I guess it's the reveal. I guess that's exciting. Then you really know who's done their reading for school, right? Because who knows the reveal and doesn't know the reveal? Yeah. But I guess maybe they just look up on Spark Notes or whatever. A Yeti ate my sandwich says, looking forward to applying for a new position, attending a DNR focus group, and celebrating a friend's birthday. Good luck with the studying. That sounds like a very full week. That looks exciting. Are you looking forward to the position? Are you actually looking forward to the applying? Because I hate applying for jobs. I hate it. I get most of my jobs by not applying. Dean says, I have to gather paperwork for a couple things, but nothing too arduous. Nice. I know you hate paperwork, though, so sending you good paperwork energy. It's really unfun. Mimi says, we just finished reading the trial. Oh, we read the whole book in class. I don't trust them to read on their own. Wow. I don't think I've ever had a teacher that's, like, read the entire book in class, but I feel like we always had the chapters, but I understand not believing that they will read it on their own. A Yeti ate my sandwich is not the applying for sure. I don't know. Some people love that kind of process of like applying for jobs. I do appreciate that it's like if it's been a while and I have to like update a resume or like brag about what I've done, I realize like, oh, I've done some cool stuff. Like that process sometimes feels nice. Sometimes you need the little boost, but then sometimes I go, oh my God, I shouldn't be applying for this. Mimi says audiobook on YouTube is pretty good. Oh, interesting. I didn't even know that there was. I guess it's in public domain now, right? Christopher says, do you have students who keep saying, I don't get it? Yeah, I'd actually be really curious about that as well. Like, I feel like the themes are very obvious. I also feel like To Kill a Mockingbird was like, I don't know. Aren't they having all this? There's all this like critical race theory outrage. And I feel like To Kill a Mockingbird was like a discussion about race that takes place in English class and not in social studies class. And like race and systemic racism in particular. And I keep wondering, like, one, CRT is not really taught in most schools, elementary schools, because it's like higher level things. So it's just parents freaking out because they don't want kids to talk about race at all. But I keep wondering if, like, are they going to come for To Kill a Mockingbird? Has To Kill a Mockingbird been banned since, like, the end of Jim Crow? I have questions. Mimi says, Mockingbird is pretty straightforward. Lord of the Flies had some moments. Oh, yeah, that's true. I agree with that statement. I still kind of feel that way with Lord of the Flies. Like, I get the overall point, but I don't like the book. So that's my feelings about it. Craig says, this will be a good week, mainly because tax day was last week, not this week. Fair enough. So unless you filed an extension and you need to actually get to it. But yes, that is true. Yeah, I sent my final checks off on Monday. We unfortunately had like a couple things where we were just waiting. And I had to pay so many random checks for all the business taxes for my county and my city. There's just so many stupid random taxes here, so ended up sending them out like the last day possible. So, all right, y'all. I think we are done and wrapped up. I thought the kitten would come visit and we'd be able to have some cat cam, but I guess we didn't. Thank you for joining. There will be a study stream this week. So if you are interested in the study stream, you can the next one is linked down on like the main channel, but you can also subscribe to, you can go to textcrew.ohmydollar.com and get the SMS notifications. I think we'll probably do a couple of those like study with me, chill, work with me live streams this week. I now have like a little lo-fi girl, but in the chat is the link to Tuesday's study stream. That is the first one that we have actually figured out. And otherwise, I will see you all later this week. We will, I'll see you. Oh, there we go. I've just found it. There are too many pages, y'all. There's too many pages. Okay, that is where you go to find the text crew and join and get SMS notifications, just so you don't have to rely on the silliness that is YouTube notifications. And I will see you all later. Have a lovely week. Stay hydrated. Pet a cat if you have one available. And see you soon. Bye. Just going to keep pressing things as